Have you ever been watching the financial news and felt like you needed a translator? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. So today, we're going to tackle one of the most common but kind of confusing terms you'll hear, the basis point. It's a tiny, tiny number that has a huge impact, and I promise, by the end of this, you are going to get it.
You've totally heard this before, right? Some news anchor says 25 basis points with this really serious face, the stock market goes wild, and you're left there thinking, wait, what is a basis point? Is 25 a lot? Is it a little? It sounds like some kind of secret code, but trust me, the idea behind it is incredibly simple.
And that right there is the real question. Because this isn't just some abstract term for Wall Street. Nope. These little numbers connect directly to your wallet. We're talking about your savings account, your mortgage, your credit card bills. So let's connect those dots.
Okay, let's dive right into the heart of it. You know, despite its very official-sounding name, a basis point is really just a super small, super precise way of talking about percentages.
All right, here's the big secret. A basis point, or BPS for short, and you'll often hear people in finance pronounce it BIPS, is just 1/100th of 1%. That's it. That's the whole secret. It's just a tiny, exact slice of a percentage point, and it's perfect for measuring really small but really important changes.
Okay, and this table is where it all just clicks. See? 1 basis point is just 0.01%. So, that news headline we talked about? 25 basis points? That's just 0.25%, 0.25%. And here's the most important thing to remember. 100 basis points always equals exactly 1 full percentage point. If you can just lock that in your brain, you've got this.
So this brings up a really logical question, right? If it's just a fancy way of saying a percentage, why even bother? Why create a whole new term for it? It might seem like they're just trying to make things confusing, but there is a really good reason for it.
Think about it. Imagine a fast-paced trading floor or a breaking news report. In that kind of environment, if someone says rates went up by 0.25%, it could easily be misheard. Did they say 0.5% or just 5%? But when someone says rates went up by 25 basis points, it is crystal clear. There is absolutely no room for error.
And that is the whole reason they exist. It's all about eliminating any possible confusion. In a world where a tiny fraction of a percent can mean millions or even billions of dollars changing hands, clarity is everything. It's a tool for precision, not for making things complicated.
Okay, so now that we know what they are and why they're used, where are you actually going to run into them? Let's take a little trip and see where they show up in the real world.
Honestly, you'll see them pop up all over the place, from those big Federal Reserve announcements that are always on the news to the interest rate on your mortgage or your car loan. But here's one place it really matters: investment fund fees. The difference between two retirement funds might only be a few basis points, which sounds like nothing, right? But over 20 or 30 years of investing, that tiny difference can add up to literally thousands of dollars more in your pocket.
Which brings us right to the bottom line. Why should you even care about a few bips here or there? Let's make this super practical and connect it directly to your money.
Well, because in the world of money, the smallest changes can create a huge ripple effect over time. A move that seems totally insignificant today, just a few basis points, can compound and grow into something that has a very real impact on your monthly budget.
Let's use a real-world example. Say you hear on the news that mortgage rates have jumped by 50 basis points. That's just 0.5%, right? 0.5%? It sounds so tiny.
But here's the thing. On a big 30-year mortgage, that little 0.5% could translate into thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars in extra interest payments over the life of that loan. That's how powerful a few basis points can be.
But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. This works in your favor too. When you're shopping around for a high-yield savings account, finding one that offers just 10 basis points more than another literally means more free money landing in your account. It might not seem like a lot month to month, but that's the power of your money working for you.
So, we've covered a lot of ground here, from what a basis point is to how it affects you in the real world. Let's wrap it all up with a simple, memorable cheat sheet so you can walk away from this feeling like an expert.
Okay, let's nail this down so you never forget it. First, the math. 100 bips equals 1%. Simple. Second, its purpose. It's all about being crystal clear. Third, you'll now spot them everywhere. In the news, on your loan documents, everywhere.
And most importantly, you now get their impact on the money you pay out and the money you earn.
So look, the next time you're watching the news and you hear someone say 25 basis points, you're not going to be confused. You'll know exactly what they're talking about. You've just unlocked a key piece of the financial puzzle. So the only question left is, what should we demystify next?